Hello, I'm Kimber, and welcome to the Native News Update. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for today from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Crown Indigenous Relations Minister Carolyn Bennett says First Nations women in Canada will finally be treated the same as men under the Indian Act. Bennett says First Nations women and their descendants will be able to obtain equal status and category of membership as the First Nations men and their descendants. She says that past provisions within the Indian Act meant women lost their status when they married non-Indigenous men, while men who married non-Indigenous women kept their status. The government said it has now brought provisions into force that allow registration by descendants born before April 17, 1985, who lost their status or were removed from ban lists due to marriages to non-Indian men. The AT&T Center for Indigenous Politics and Policy developed an iOS app to show users where the stories of Indigenous ancestors are throughout the Washington, D.C. area. The app, Guide to Indigenous D.C., shows 17 sites important to the Native American story. Elizabeth Rule, who serves as the center's assistant director, came up with the idea to make the center's research accessible to everyone in app form. The app is free to download on iPhones, and the Android version is expected to be released in the near future. Those with the app can use it as a walking tour guide or a virtual tour of the capital to see landmarks ranging from murals to museums. Joy Harjo, an internationally acclaimed performer and poet of the Cherokee Nation, has released her 16th book of poetry. On June 19th, the Library of Congress named her the United States Poet Laureate, which makes her the first Native American to hold that position. In her new book, An American Sunrise, Harjo continues to bear witness to the violence encountered by Native Americans in the aftermath of Andrew Jackson's Indian Removal Act. Her words express that of the past, present, and future are all part of the same continuous strand. Salmon are now swimming in the upper Columbia River in Washington state for the first time in decades. The Colville's ceremonial fish release is a big step toward catching fish in traditional waters. Cheers erupted from the crowd as the first salmon was released since 1955 into the Columbia River above Chief Joseph Dam. It was the first of 30 fish released. The truck transported the salmon up and around the dam, and a chain of people lined up shoulder to shoulder. They passed bags filled with one salmon at a time from the truck to the river. The Cherokee Nation hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony celebrating the opening of the Cherokee National History Museum. The museum is the newest addition to the tribe's robust tourism offerings and is located within one of its most iconic structures, the Cherokee National Capitol Building. The Cherokee National History Museum shares the history and culture of the Cherokee Nation within 4,000 square feet of permanent exhibit space that features Cherokee lifestyle from pre-European contact through the Trail of Tears and the revitalization of the tribe after the American Civil War. The powerful and inspiring stories are supported in part by artifacts on loan from the Smithsonian Institution, Gilcrease Museum, Oklahoma Historical Society, and the Cherokee National Archives. Technology also plays a huge role in the museum, as many exhibits offer an interactive augmented reality through use of iPads. In addition to the permanent exhibits, the museum boasts 1,000 square feet of rotating gallery space that will feature fresh content centered around 7 themes: government, education, religion, culture, community, commerce, and veterans. The first exhibit on display in the gallery pays tribute to Cherokee Nation citizen Cecil Dick, who is known for his contributions to Native art and his tribe. His exhibit is on display through January 31st, 2020. And that's another roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.
Step into Seven Winds Casino Lodge and Conference Center.
Come and discover everything we have to offer.
Unlimited gaming action. Northwoods hospitality. Delicious all-you-can-eat buffet. Relaxation and comfort. Great drinks and good times. Big wins, big fun. It's all here at Seven Winds Casino Lodge and Conference Center in the heart of the Great North Woods.